All right. Hello out there, YouTube. What's going on, everyone? It is D Dunn here. I am the average gaming dad, and I don't have to work because today's a holiday. So we are going to be gaming all day, starting with what is probably my favorite series on the channel right now, MLB The Show, Colorado Rockies Rebuild. As I yammer a little bit, let me just get the stream pulled up on my phone. Check. All right, so last episode I feel like was really impactful. We finally moved on from Nolan Jones, and we'll do a quick recap. So we traded Nolan Jones and a pitching prospect, the one that we have that is closest to MLB ready, meaning that he could pitch, to the Atlanta Braves for shortstop Vaughn Grissom. And boy, howdy, let me tell you, this dude is magic. He is raking, hitting 337, slugging 622, OPS over 1,000. And in our second or first user controlled game with him, against the Houston Astros, he ended up hitting a walk-off solo home run, his second of the game. So you want to talk about just like electric? Uh, it was great. It was great. Let me pop open my Kirkland cold brew coffee so we can get this going. But that was a big trade. I think it made sense. It helped the Braves get a pitcher. They had a bunch of injuries in outfield. They needed some infield help. Nolan Jones can help with that. We get a phenomenal infielder that really secures the infield for a considerable amount of time. I also, again, want to give a shout out. I don't remember the first name. Pretty sure subscriber last name Banks was the one who was kind of helping me suggest some trade options. So I wouldn't have been able to do that without him. And as always, if you have comments or if you're joining the live stream and have some input on what we should do, I'm always willing to hear it. But today is going to be the 2026 MLB draft. We'll see who's an all-star. We may actually have Grissom in the home run derby. He has 21 home runs. He's only 2 behind, I think, the league leader right now, which is, I believe, Juan Soto. If we go league leaders, batting average, Vaughn Grissom hits. Where's home runs? Sorry, he is tied for 5th. My bad. At 21. But Ronald Acuna leads the way with 26, and then Juan Soto 24. So Vaughn Grissom, we could actually see him, our first player in the home run derby. We're top of the division. Like, this is a great year. Our pitching is disgusting. You know, everyone is performing really, really well, and we actually have a Cy Young contender in Casey Mize, which is kind of weird given that he's pitching almost a 4 ERA, but in the game, they go by win-loss record for the Cy Young, which I think is not right, but it is what it is. So Casey Mize, even though pitching at almost a 4 ERA, he is 12-2. He has 91 strikeouts and 116 innings. And I think that's the big thing, too. He's pitching a lot of innings, whip at 1.3. And it's just really that win-loss is kind of carrying there. But if you look, his last game up versus Houston, 9 innings pitched, only 4 hits, 2 walks, and 10 strikeouts, allowing 0 earned runs. Pretty awesome. So, with all that said, let's dive in. We will sim 2 days and get to the MLB draft here in the year of our Lord 2026. We do have to make some lineup adjustments down at AAA. Probably, no? Lefty DH, no DH doesn't matter. Okay. Oh, one more thing I did after the stream last time. I did add I think I added Michael Wacha to the trade block. Yes, I added Michael Wacha to the trade block, and I sent our number one pick in last year's draft, Martin Ortiz. I sent him down from all the way from AAA to Single A. He was just struggling, and when you have a guy with A potential, he has like 97 potential. He's 18. I do not want him taking years of regression. And so I just said, screw it. I went ahead and put him back down to Single A and get him back on track that way. If anything, even if he doesn't progress too much, at least he's not regressing. And then maybe we bring him up to Double A later in the year. We'll see. But those are the changes. It's time for the MLB draft. Let's get to it. Sim. All-Star Futures game. So we'll have some minor league all-stars. Let's get to it. All right, so we're going to add prospects here. We're picking at 22. We are picking at 22. So if we just kind of scroll through here and look at who's at 22, Kevin Gonzalez, absolutely not. Hitting ability is off the charts low. Nope. I do not draft for defense. It's just that's a no shot. But it might be Hank Ferreira. The problem is we don't need a first baseman. That's the problem. Our infield is secure. I said for many, many years. However, he does look pretty good, especially if we get, in the upper part of that potential, like mid 80s would be nice. The only other thing is he plays catcher, right? So maybe we convert him to a catcher. The only problem with that is that we have the number one prospect in all of MLB baseball right now, Guerrera, who is a catcher. So he is good. We will certainly add him to the queue, but he's probably not realistically my first pick. We got a number of starting pitchers around here, which we do kind of need. We've kind of used those as trade pieces. I'm kind of looking for someone that's kind of fallen down the list. Like Coleman Francis here. Started at 29. We have him at 18. He looks pretty solid across the board. He just looks good across the board. He's got a 4-pitch mix, really good curveball. So could look at him. One thing to note is we also only have 7.5 million in bonus allotment to sign these players. So that will likely weigh heavy. And I don't really, whenever I'm looking at the ratings per 9 of these guys, like the control, the velocity, the break, unless they're exceedingly low, I'm not going to really care because it's just an average. Like, this guy's velocity is around max 84, but he throws 99 miles an hour fastball. It's just because it's taken on an average, right? So if you have a couple like off-speed pitches that are really low, you could have a 99 mile an hour fastball and then like an 80 mile an hour changeup, and your overall velocity for that pitcher is going to be like average. So I'm not looking for like 99 velocity, break and control maybe, but really just looking for those, stamina, hit per 9, K per 9, walk per 9 stats. So, all right. We know there's going to be pitchers, so I just wanted to kind of highlight maybe a couple guys around where we're at that we might take. I do like Coleman Francis. He looks pretty good. Let's see. Nunez, home run per 9 is too low, especially for Colorado. Hans Wolf looks pretty good, even across the board. I would like someone who maybe like specializes in something like really limiting walks, perhaps, or really limiting home runs would be great. Thad Hickman. He looks really good. I'm not sure why he dropped down so much. His pitches look good. We'll add him. I don't know. My dog doesn't really feel it. Interesting guy here. Really, really good stamina. Decent potential. Okay, you need to chill. Oh, we got a nice little howl. All right. Not often he howls, so you guys just witnessed something miraculous. All right, any relief pitchers? Relief pitcher is not something that's like a huge need, and definitely not something I think I would probably pick in the first. So we'll skip through that. That's so cute. I don't think we need catcher. We just have. I was looking when I was scouting these catchers. In my head, I was just like, oh, these guys. They it just looked like a really good class. So that's why we invested some time, even though it's not a position of need. Christian Carabello, he looks really good as well over at second and third. Again, not a position of need though. We'll add him to the queue, but probably won't be a priority. What we really need is some outfield depth. Jason Russell looks really interesting. 18 years old. Potential is not like upper echelon, but he's probably one of those players that's like, hopefully, like 80 potential, 85 potential, and like high 60s, low 70s overall. Decent defense, good speed, and good pop. Could be the guy. Steven Montano, absolutely not. I would never draft anyone where their overall is higher than their potential. That is exactly what got us into the Nolan Jones situation. Jason Morey looks really good. We have him at number 3. Originally at 21. There's a chance he falls, but unlikely. We'll add him. That potential range is just a little too much for me. Probably we'll add him. Maybe we pick him up. Just because we add him to the queue doesn't mean we have to draft them. All right. So that will be our starting queue. We'll go ahead and start the draft, and then I'll start ranking, like editing or moving these guys around based off their rank. My personal favorite team, the Oakland A's, on our familiar spot at number 2 in the draft. All right, so Ken Kirby, projected to go number 1 overall, does go number 1 overall. 21-year-old, looks like he has super high potential. And the Oakland A's select Kent Delgadio, a first baseman, 18 years old. Looks like he slipped a little bit with just a little bit of scouting. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe the next Matt Olson. And Freddie Cisneros, 18-year-old, is going to St. Louis, my home state. All right, so let's edit these around based off their draft rank, or how we have them ranked. All right, so these are more or less our top prospects. Coleman Francis, he does look pretty good, even though he doesn't have that upper echelon potential. I'm really hoping maybe he's like B potential with like 70 overall, is going to be really close to the MLB, because we have Michael Wacha. We might turn around. We have Mike Clevenger, who's pitching well, but we might move away from. Limits walks, limits hits, great stamina, decent arm, decent velo. Interesting, like to have like a really good curveball. So we'll see. We'll see. Hank Ferreira. See, Hank Ferreira though, discovered player. See how he starts at not ranked and then he's all the way at 25. That's because he was a discovered player. He looks really good. He only wants 217K, which makes him very affordable, which is important. And he can play catcher and first, but neither of those are in need. Clay Ritson looks pretty nice. He fell way down our board. I don't know why. I don't know why. I also wish, I still don't really know what the present and future mean. Like, is that velocity? Is that control? Like, what is that stat? I don't know, but he looks really good across the board. His pitch mix is interesting. I mean, great stamina, limits home runs, has really good control, which is kind of interesting. And I think he just went. Yeah, he just went at 15 to Boston. So they get Clay Ritson. He does not fall to us as we're literally looking at him. So I don't know. We really need an outfielder, so maybe Jason Russell. This guy doesn't look amazing though, considering the contact skills are really lacking, but that huge power is really, really enticing. Buford Kang, kind of along the same vein, but that potential is really, really low. And it looks like our options are quickly running out. And we know we can get pitcher down the board. So we didn't get the guys that we really, really wanted. So it's either going to be Hank Ferreira or Jason Russell. We do pick again at 34. And of all these players that are likely to fall, I think it's going to be Hank Ferreira because he is a discovered prospect. We don't need first or catcher. We really need an outfielder. The contact skills worry me, but it is often hard to find big power bats. And so outfield, especially left field, is a position of need. So we're going to take Jason Russell here at number 22. How much does he want in signing? He wants 2.5 million. So that is like a fourth of our signing bonus money. Something to consider there for future picks. And then following up at 34, I think we probably go Ferreira. Just bolster that infield, bolster those catching prospects. Because like Barabello, he looks okay. I mean, obviously the great contact skills. But the only thing that I don't draft for defense, but I do take it more in consideration when I'm looking at infielders, especially reaction time. And he's just not great. Maybe if that potential were higher, I don't know. And then Buford Kane, again, just interesting player, is better defensively, has great power, especially versus lefties, and better contact skills than our first pick, but that potential is really scary. Looking at that, thinking the range of 62 to 88 is a little tough. He could very well be a deep potential player, which we have starters that are deep potential. But Hank Ferreira ends up getting picked. So it's going to be, and our discovered process. Yeah. So And it needs to be one of these guys just because it's much harder to find value at position players down the board than pitcher. So do we go contact or do we risk it a little bit more with Buford? We just have infield so locked up. We're going to take a shot on Buford Kane. I don't feel super optimistic about it if we're honest, but if we miss, it's not that big of a deal. All right. And we don't pick again. Until 96. So we have a long way to go. Let's look at our prospect list. This is where we're going to go pitcher. And we need to be looking way down the board here. In fact, I might not even bother looking, if we're honest about it, or adding to the queue. Rod Scott, interesting looking player. Short Keen at 5'11" for a pitcher. That's super short. But let's just go ahead and skip to our next pick because our prospects are going to be very limited. All right, so we have Derek Brannon. The strikeout rate is disgustingly low. We have him at 62. Everything else looks good. Stamina looks good. Velo break. He's got a decent 5-pitch mix. Maybe the running fastball, not so much. This must be control. This must be control. Because his control rating is like a 50 to 78. And if we look at the future, those all kind of align with that. Got it. Okay, so that makes sense. So you get to see his velo and then the control ratings. Okay. I don't really put a whole ton of stock into K per 9. So that's fine. We have Rod Scott here as well. That strikeout rate, though, 20 to 49. If he doesn't have great stamina, he's just going to get hit out of games. All right, we're going to go Rod Scott. Discovered player, young, righty, also very cheap, which is something that we have to consider. Going to our next pick. Wow, there's only one starting pitcher left. Is that real life? And it is Henry Fuentes, a guy that we discovered. He doesn't look very good, though. Controls lacking. Only a 3-pitch mix for a starter is kind of weird. Is likely going to give up a lot of hits. But maybe just, yeah, I don't know. I don't feel great about him, even though he's the only. How is he the only starting pitcher left? That is crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that before. All right, so let's look at maybe some relievers. Maybe we can luck out with someone. Forrest Krause from Pennsylvania. Very interesting guy here. Huge strikeout potential. Doesn't give up home runs. Good control. Good velo. Has a forkball. So maybe he's just a fastball king. That's really interesting. What else do we have? Still some catchers on the board, which again we do not need. Nice pop though to his bat. Any outfielders that look remotely interesting? Another power bat. It's kind of been the theme of our picks so far. Henry Cortez, we have him at 117. Okay bat. Good defense. Huge arm, though. Good speed, stealing. We have him at 117. And we're at 126. I might draft Dave Buckley just for that. Mustache. Cortez. There's actually some decent outfielders if we get a little lucky with those potential ratings. All right, we have less than a minute left, so we got to pull the trigger on someone. We already drafted one outfielder. We would have to get really, really lucky with potential. So I think we're going to go to the reliever. We're going to go Forrest Krause. Not as impactful if his potential is lower, because you like C and D potential pitchers are phenomenal relief pitchers all the time in this game. So I'm not too worried about that. We'll take our first pitcher of the draft, Forrest Krause. All right, so we have 2 more rounds to go. All right. If any of those outfielders are still there, I might take a swing. No pun intended, or maybe pun intended. But I'm really looking for guys that at least have, B potential, ideally. And like some sort of batting ability. Like maybe Alexi Sandoval, we get a little lucky with this guy. He has potentially a decent-ish bat, good speed, good defense. He could be someone. It's just so weird to be this late in the draft and only have relievers left. Like that's just weird. That's weird. I don't know that I've ever seen that. Harvey Hahn looks okay. But then again, so does Gerard York. Possible decent potential. Pretty even across the board. Sure, let's go Gerard York. All right, last pick of the draft here. Our Mr. Irrelevant. Still got some outfielders out here. Rob Beltran. I wonder if he's in the Beltran family. Former MLB pros. Yeah, these guys like. Yeah, we're just gonna go with the reliever. Dave Sawyer, interesting. Limits walks, limits home runs, all good things. good control, a cutter, a sweeping curve, a changeup, and a splitter. So really interesting pitch mix there. Like virtually no velocity. But he could be interesting. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. We're going to go Dave Sawyer with our last pick here. All right, so that's the draft. Nothing crazy. Is kind of a weak draft class. We're also in a position where, outside of maybe some outfield depth, um, we don't really have a huge glaring need at anything. Especially because, Andrew Painter, I think we'll bring him up in September for September call ups. He is pitching exceptionally well at AAA. He's currently our fifth best pitcher, but just every time we bring him up to the MLB, he just shits the bed. So we wanted to give him another like long bit of work. And then, assuming we move on from Waka and Clevenger, we still have Senzatella, who's pitching well. And then we have some guys that are, down here in AAA that are hitting the low 70 overall ratings that we could look to bring up. Although Robert Wiley struggling quite a bit, but like maybe Darrell Hubbard, 71 overall, huge stamina, 95 stamina. He could come in and be a long reliever, eat some innings, have some good, have some bad games. So we definitely have some options. Once guys start hitting like the low to mid 70s, you could start thinking about maybe bringing them up to eat some innings in the MLB. So we're kind of there. And then relievers, I mean, you can always find a couple decent relievers, but we got some guys, and you don't need, 80 overall, 75 overall. For relievers, guys in the high 60s, low 70s can come in and pitch reasonably well. So we're there as well. So it's really just finding depth. And with that, let's go ahead and sim to the home run derby. I think we may have son of a gun. This is what I was afraid of. Damn it! Zach Gallen, our ace, fractured wrist. He's out for 1 to 2 months. Not ideal, gang. Not ideal. We'll put him on the 15-day. Looks like we actually don't have a player in the home run derby. I feel like that might be a little bit of a snub from Grissom. He's tied for fifth, or was it tied for sixth in the league in home runs? I feel like he should be in there. But we don't play unless we have someone in there. So we'll skip. Can you? No, it doesn't show you. I was like, I wonder if it would show you who won the home run derby. That's disappointing. I feel like Grissom deserved a nod. But Zach Gallen being out is gonna be impactful. We'll go ahead and shift the lineup up, and then we'll throw in Senzatella down here at the bottom. Luckily, the middle. I mean, look at our bullpen, man. Gilbreth 1.13 ERA. Lucas Sims 0.81 ERA. Alex Taylor under a 2 ERA. Calderon under a 3. Under a 3 for Larkin, and a 1.5 ERA for Strom. So as long as our starters can get to like just reliably get to the 6th inning or so, we're going to come down and lock these guys down. But having our highest rated pitcher go down for multiple months is not what you want to see. The Orioles are interested in offer. They want Michael Wacha in return for Michael Taylor, veteran outfielder, good defender, can't hit the ball. It's going to be a hard pass, especially with the injury to Zach Gallen. Luckily, we just made it through a week without having to play a game. He's still 1 to 2 months away. That sucks, man. If we get in a pinch, we could look to bring up Painter because he is pitching so well. But we'll see how Senzatella holds up and Michael Wacha. I mean, we already know Michael Wacha he's on that struggle bus. I'm kind of like, I don't know what I was thinking, honestly, giving him a 3-year deal. We'll probably need to turn him because he'll have no value. Yeah, you can't just bark at the neighbors every time they go outside like that. He just sits we have like bench seating in our kitchen next to a big bay window, and he just sits in the bench and barks at people as they walk by. It's fun, but not when I'm trying to to live stream. It's really distracting. Anyway, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'd rather just do it. We're gonna go ahead and bring up Painter. We're gonna move him to the MLB. Let's go ahead and shop Wacha. Well, how long do we have? We still have a couple weeks until the deadline. So, what games do we want to play? What games do we want to play? The Cubs look pretty good. I always like to play the better teams. The Rangers look really good. Miami 49 and 41 with Juan Soto. Maybe they paid him too much and just can't afford anything else. I think. I mean, we used to play the Rangers a lot because of the Oakland A's rebuild, but they look pretty good. Let's go. We'll also have signings along the way and maybe some trade suggestions here. So let's get to this Texas series. We'll play one of these two at home and see how we do. Right. So Painter, I think we'll start him at long relief just because Senzatella is doing well enough. And we'll kind of use that as a gauge to see where he is at. And then at AAA, we need a new starter there. So Stephen Harrell, 70 overall, pitching pretty well at AA. Although Brian Valerial, he's pitching really like even better. And he's got an 11-1 record. Let's move him. So he'll get the call up to AAA. Let's make sure that is reflected. There we go. And he is an all-star. That also means we need to bring up... Oh, we don't even have anyone else to bring up. All right. So they'll just be working on a 4-man rotation down at AA. That's fine. That's fine. All right. But we do need to think about adding... So maybe we'll do Wacha for a prospect. All right. First day to sign draft picks. Jason Russell, obviously the priority. I think we actually did a decent enough job. I think we'll actually be able to afford all of these guys, which is really, really nice. Of course, focusing on our top 2 And then there were some guys we were kind of on the fence about based on potential. So let's start getting some scouting going for players like Rod Scott and see where we're at there. We could go ahead and offer on Jason Russell. I would like to get the interest up just a little bit more, maybe to around that like 60 something percent. That way we can hopefully not have to overpay him. So we'll finalize that 3-day stint. We'll continue to sim to this Rangers series. The Yankees get Garrett Crochet. Okay. And they turn over 3 prospects, a center fielder, a first baseman, and a relief pitcher. Okay. So the White Sox maybe getting a little better for the future. That's probably a decent trade because likely the White Sox aren't doing good. We take 2 out of 3 versus the Cubbies. We take game 1 versus Pittsburgh. How we doing on scouting? Buford Kane, like, he looks really interesting. He looks really, really interesting. We're just really hoping that that potential is in the 80s and that his contact skills maybe come up a little bit. Maybe they fall into that 70 range. And then same with Rod Scott, just kind of trying to narrow down that potential. Hopefully that is in the 80s as well. We'll stick with this plan. Grant Levine down in Double-A, just out for a few days, so we'll keep him active. And Juan Hernandez, eligible to be reinstated, but he's still out for 4 to 5 months. So he'll stay on the 60-day. We end up sweeping the Pirates, now on a 2-4-6 game win streak. You love to see that. Just take a quick check-in on Painter. He's pitched 4 innings and has a 0 ERA. That feels pretty good. That makes me pretty happy. Really tickles the pickle. All right. We are up to 60%. Let's see if we can offer. He wants 2.5. Slot value is 3. We'll split the difference and go like 2.75-ish. And he does sign. Okay, so we don't have to overpay by too much, which is really nice. The rest of our guys, the next most expensive player is Buford Kang at 1.7, so we should be able to afford everyone. Now we just have to figure out which one of these relievers we want to hone in on. Probably York or Krause. I mean, really, any of these guys, they look really intriguing. But let's start with Krause. Just give him a few days of scouting as well to see where we're at. Just want to make sure that that potential holds and we're not going to be drafting, a horrendous pitcher. All right, on to the Miami series. Diamondbacks want Michael Wacha for a catcher. Oh, I'm looking at relief pitchers. Like, what the world? Luis Torrens. I mean, why? It's just not a position of need. Do you have... Would you consider Gerard Mullins? Also kind of weird that, like, we're not going to trade with a division rival, I don't think. Just doesn't make any sense. Injury down at Double-A, just a minor injury, so we'll keep him active. All right, Gallen, eligible to be reinstated. Since it says 1 to 2 months, I'm going to just do the 15-day because if that's like just a little over a month, I don't want to select the 2-month, the 60-day. All right, another day to sign draft picks. All right, potentials are holding. Interest is still not super high on a lot of these guys except for Forrest. Just want to get that scouting percentage up some more. We'll just keep sitting on it. All right. And now we have our series versus the Rangers that we wanted to play. We already played with Casey Mize recently, and he is still performing really well. Has a 13-3 record, should still be leading for the Cy Young or still in the top 3 with that record. He does win that game as well. Now 14-3, unbelievable. And we will hop in, play our first game of the stream versus the Rangers here at home. Really talented team. We'll be playing with the young Dollander, who is also having a great season, 11-4 with a 3.58 ERA. He is proving day in and day out that he was a good pick to sign to that long-term deal. All right, we'll be facing off against old man Clayton Kershaw. And we have our lefty lineup in. It looks good. No one needs to be removed for stamina reasons. Pop the knuckles. Get some coffee in me. All right. Rangers having a really good year, 59-44, but having by far our best game of the series, or our best year of the series. Looking for maybe not a lock, but I mean we're constantly fighting with the Dodgers for first in the division.
First pitch, 2-10.
What do you got?
Nice. And then what do we want to try and put him away with? Maybe we'll bury a curveball. He's like, oh, another high fastball. No, he doesn't. He doesn't fall for it. He does not fall for it. All right, a little chopper. Let's finish him. There we go. And Dollander looking pretty sharp. A lot of command. Nice. Can we get another one? We can. And now Corey Seager. Uh-oh. That pitch was dangerous. We got to keep those curveballs a little bit lower.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know, I guess we'll see where that one finishes, but where that pitch was. But it felt like it was not that bad. Felt like it was pretty up and in. I mean, that is, I mean, if we're honest about it, that's not the worst pitch. That's like right here. He just turned on it. And that's going to happen against a really good player sometimes. That's a decent pitch.
Ball, that's off the plate.
So, was off to a really good start, but now in a 1-0 deficit after the solo shot by Seager.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Now facing off against another, obviously really talented
Count full.
hitter in Adolis Garcia. Maybe not having the best year, only hitting 242 right now.
Three.
But we punch him out looking on a beautiful changeup, low and away. Good bounce back after the Corey Seager just monster piss missile out into right. I mean, he hit that a long way. We can't. But I honestly don't feel bad about it. I really don't. When you have an incredibly talented hitter, they're just and a pitches in the zone, you shouldn't be surprised.
Got a ball, one strike.
You even see some guy, I mean, pitches out of the zone, like get hit out. It happens. Dawes is going to pull this one to third. Good defense there and a good throw to first. Oh, man. Ivy. I mean, changeup left up a little bit. Not the worst pitch to swing at. But we could even this game back up with one swing from Soler, 96 power versus lefties. He had that one. I think he had the right idea, but just not enough behind it. Didn't barrel it. And we're back up with Dollander. Having shades of the Houston game, where we fell behind early, fought our way back, and then ended up having a walk-off home run. To go on and win the game. We were just constantly down in that game and ended up coming back to win. Eloy Jimenez showing a very patient eye, but goes down on the slider. So far, Dollander looking good. We've seen plenty of swing and miss. Seen good command. Just he got overtaken by a better hitter. Marcus Semien, former Oakland Athletics legend.
That's a ball. Ball one, no strikes. That's ball two.
Said that right, I think, or looking at that right, said he's one hit away from his 300th hit.
That's inside.
But maybe facing a walk. We'll throw some fastballs. See if we can get out of this one. Do work back into the full count.
Ball four, take the base.
I mean, what are you going to do? Give me robot umpires, please. That's horseshit.
0-1.
Oh, wow. Tovar, what a throw. We miss it with the third baseman. Tovar gets, ranges over, catches it behind him, and then the fadeaway jump throw all the way to first from there. That's phenomenal. Great defense from Tovar.
The Rockies, the third baseman,
Ooh, that was a home run ball. But unfortunately, don't quite barrel it up. I mean, that's essentially the exact same pitch that we were homered on.
Ball, that's down.
All right. Who is going to hit Old Man Kershaw?
1 ball, 2 strikes.
That was very early. Ooh, and then we fan on the slider. Yikes. Wow. Kershaw is, I guess he's still a 74 overall. He's not regressed that heavily, I guess. I mean, pretty heavily compared to like 99 or whatever he probably once was, but I thought he was going to be like in the low 60s or something. Okay.
Count 1-0.
Not getting rewarded with some really good pitches. That hurts.
One ball, 2 strikes.
But all you can do is just keep pitching.
Ball in.
Go.
He's out.
All right, Grissom getting some work at the hot corner. Back-to-back ground balls to him.
Ball 1.
Right now, feeling pretty good with Dollander. There we go. Gotten
2 strikes.
some really good swing and miss. That is always good to see.
Ball 2.
We're also umpire missing with his eyeballs. Not seeing the zone very well today. A little frustrating. But let's see if we can put away Nathaniel Lowe anyway. Ooh, Grissom. Is he going to have 3 outs? There we go. So put out and 2 assists for Grissom. All right, Verdugo. Kershaw's given us plenty to hit.
Ball.
We just haven't barreled anything yet. We've just rolled over the top of every slider I think we've swung at. Very early, but
That's a ball.
there we go. That one's giving a ride out to left. Pretty high, pretty deep. It's gone! Ladies and gentlemen, pack your bags. Next stop, Pound Town. Brendan Rodgers pulls one out to left. Only 378 feet. But that's a homer. Ties this one up.
Ball 1.
And we said Kershaw was giving us plenty to hit. We just need to connect. And we do there with Brendan Rodgers.
That's ball 2.
Ooh, that was a really good pitch.
2 strikes.
Melendez. Ooh. Good play by Simeon.
The left fielder, number 8.
Still got it at his age.
Johnson.
And we're consistently way out in front of the slider, which feels a little bit weird because it's 88, which is kind of fast for a slider. But Daza flies out on the first pitch, but we even it up. Both teams with the solo shot. Speaking of which,
The shortstop.
here's the man who hit the last one on the inside fastball. We'll look to see what he can do in his second at bat. very late on the curveball. I want to give him another one, and we'll follow that back up with a high outside fastball. I think he whips.
Did he go?
I was so close to being right. I was so close to being right. 1 and 2, we have a little bit of leeway to work with.
Inside.
Spits on the slider. I'm not sure if we would have been able to get to that one. I just wanted to make sure that we were in front of it.
Now back.
So Seager having a great day so far.
Garcia.
Solo home run and a double. Looks like we're going to get a double play. No, Adolis Garcia is able to leg that one out. But we eliminate the lead runner. Although he's going to have to go back to first after that fly out to right. And so despite the productive first at bat with Corey Seager, they now only have a man on first and 2 outs. Feel pretty good about that result. Nice.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Finish him. Oh, shit. That's a 2-run shot. That's another high inside fastball that just gets pulled out to left. Yeah, that's not a bad pitch. That is not a bad pitch. That's just a very hitter-friendly ballpark, I guess. So we find ourselves down again. This is really giving me vibes of our Houston Astros game from last stream. Ended up being an insane 9-8 win with a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th. All right, so, man, that's always tough when you have a pitcher that's pitching really well, that's locating well.
The first baseman,
But
Romeo Ivy.
just gets blasted. All right.
Ball, that's out.
So far, I mean, Kershaw's been kind of hit or miss. Nothing crazy. That one could have been pretty close. Ends up getting caught. I wonder if we have some wind here today. We do. So 6-mile-an-hour wind straight out to left field. That would that might have a little something to do with it. We need to make sure that we're trying to pull the ball out there. Come on, Kershaw. Give me something to hit.
Nope, that's a ball.
Ooh, really, really close.
1 ball.
We got really lucky there. That could have easily been strike 3.
2-2 the count.
All right, Soler. Anytime you want to make contact with one of these. Yikes. We shouldn't be swinging at that. I don't know what it is about that inside slider. Just looks so good coming in. That one's going to get through. There we go. Only a single for Soler, but we got a great bat behind him. The young Vaughn Grissom leads the team in homers. Why? Oh, okay. Never mind. Let's see what he can do here with a runner on and 1 out. No, I don't think that's going to do it. Gosh, I just feel like every time we swing the bat with him, he's barreling something. Even if it's an out like that, everything is just driven so well. But driven right into the glove of the center fielder. And we need to get some going.
Ball.
Just because with this wind right now, really anything could happen.
Ball 2.
Feels like every at bat is just going to be one pitch away from another home run right now. Not that one.
Out.
Man, a number of choppers today, just not really driving and elevating pitches.
Leading off for the Rangers, the third baseman, Josh Young.
All right. Dollander pitching well. Pitching efficiently. Just kind of got unlucky with some really great hitters.
Ball 2.
Hitting some pretty good pitches and just driving them. I just don't really know what else he could have done in those situations, you know? I mean, Blue, give me robot umpires injected into my veins. I know that sentence made no sense, but I don't care.
0-1's the count.
Teams, oh my God. Three home runs given up on the day. Wow. I don't even know. That one may be a little bit of a mistake pitch. But, I mean, like maybe today's just an unlucky day for Dollander.
Off the plate, ball 1.
But I'm not inclined to pull him because he is pitching, like his pitches are good. It's just the hitting is
2 strikes.
better. Like, what do you do with that? What do you do with that?
Foul ball.
I don't know. It's tough. Also, one of the fun benefits of playing here in Colorado. Everyone knows, very hitter-friendly stadium. Yep. Evan Carter drives one out. And like Kershaw, 51 home run per nine. We do have the one solo shot, but just nothing really is getting barreled. You know, we're not driving it to the gap.
The right fielder, number 99.
We're not hitting it hard through the infield. It's just a lot of choppers, fly balls.
Count 1-0.
But I think we can get to Verdugo. You know, a lot of our players are hitting in the upper 200s, and then in the low 300 averages. We don't have a ton of power, but we can definitely hit Kershaw.
Ball, that's inside.
Might be able to work a walk here. We'll see. There we go. I don't know why Verdugo just started sprinting on ball 4, maybe not realizing what count we were in, but that was kind of funny. Brendan Rodgers, the only source of our runs today, a solo shot in the second. And a double play to end it here. So I'm saying we're just not barreling anything. Everything's just a chopper, dribbler, whatever phrase you want to use. But, and I mean, we're not getting helped out at all by the umpire.
That's in. Ball 2.
And it's games like this that do make me think. Typically what I've done in the past once we've gotten to the playoffs is only doing one. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, thank God it was foul. Yeah, that was a mistake pitch. That was a true mistake pitch by Dollander. He missed right down the middle with a changeup. But anyway, when we get to the playoffs, we typically try to limit the user control. Because when we did the A series, we won pretty much every single game that we played. But I think a lot of that was also because we were doing PCI hitting and here doing just, you know, pulse pitching and only timing based hitting. We have a lot less control. If we get a better throw, I think he's out there. And so I think once we get to the playoffs, oh my God. Yeah, I think we're going to have to pull Dollander. Today's just not his day. That's tough. I mean, if you actually look at the pitches, he pitched well. I'm not upset at all with Dollanders. I'm frustrated with the result. I'm not upset with how he pitched.
Ball, that's in.
And so now we'll have to rely on our bullpen to come in, lock down this Rangers lineup, and hopefully our offense can get something going versus Kershaw. Yeah, so I think once we get to the playoffs, I might start doing a few more user control games. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Rangers trying to let us back in this one. Shortstop. Is that Seager? Unable to field that one cleanly. Bounces past him. Oh, this one still might end up being a double play. It's not. So first baseman knocks it down, gets the lead runner. I mean, I guess it's better than a double play. But thought we had a little something going. Still have a runner on, 1 out. Ooh, get through. Run it out. Oh my God. Having a real tough day. A 2-run shot by Soler would be absolutely massive here.
Ball.
Obviously over halfway done with this game. I agree with the fan that just said, let's put a few on the board.
2-0.
Thank you, fan. I like your insightful analysis. Let's get some runs. Absolutely.
Ball 3.
You know what? I agree. I would also like some runs. And if we can get just a free walk with Soler and then our best hitter up,
Outside. Ball 4.
you got to feel good. Grissom. Just
Nope. Outside.
make Kershaw go into retirement. Make him sad. Please. I want him to go back to the dugout and just think, man, I just don't have it anymore.
Aye.
That might have been a pitch to do it.
1-1.
Oh, that's not going to do it.
Out of there.
Oh, man. Finally had a little something going. We bite on the changeup. Yeah, she's... Ah!
Leading off for Texas, the third baseman, number
We're just not
6.
barreling anything. All right. So here we are in the 7th. Looks like righty's going to be the way to go here. Josh Young, Jonah Heim, exceptional contact versus lefties. So we'll go to Sims, although he's really good at also giving up home runs. So
Attention, please.
I'd be lying if I said I was super confident putting him in.
Number 39, Lucas.
But you know what? YOLO. We're down 4. We're going to play the ratings. Great dive from Tovar, just really putting in the effort there. That one only 94 off the bat. Not a rocket by any means. Still sneaks through.
Aye.
Oh, God. That one leaked out a little bit over the heart of the plate. Oh, hey, we got an out. Oh, man. At least it's... I get way less frustrated, though, just doing,
Ball.
like, pulse pitching and timing base hitting, because it's like,
That's ball 2.
a lot of it's just going to come down to luck. We've seen so many games where we've had, 20-plus good timing swings, and it results in, like, 5%
We got a full count.
hit rate. So you just kind of have to laugh to avoid from crying.
He's safe.
All right. So 96 speed by
The first baseman,
by Evan Carter there. We're not throwing him out. We don't get the double play. Let's just hope that we can hold him with a runner on.
Nope. That's inside. Ball. That's in.
Oh, please don't get through. He's going to go first to third on a ball hit 82 miles an hour in the infield.
the batter,
Ah!
shortstop, Corey.
Today is just not our day, friends. Today is just not our day. Holy. All right, let's go Gilbreth. Again, just playing the matchups, and then he'll get the first
Now pitching for the Rockies,
batter in the next inning, likely as well.
Gilbreth.
Wipe him out on the slider? No.
1 ball. 2 strikes.
Oh, son of a gun. We're going to give up another one. I mean, if Veen dives for that and doesn't catch it, that's going to roll to the wall and could be an inside the Parker, honestly. Today's just not our day. We're going to have to get, something going offensively. I mean, obviously.
That's a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
But everything is just going the Rangers' way. We're getting blown out. It's a blowout now. We try to go for a high fastball. It just leaks center of the plate. Oh, my soul is crushed. That baseball was crushed. Everything is getting crushed today.
No balls, 2 strikes.
All right. Okay. My dog's looking at me like I'm a maniac. I am a maniac. We should just let's just simulate the rest of this game. We're getting pummeled. All right. We're going to look at Painter. We'll get him warming up, get him in. Just have him eat these last couple innings. I mean, I don't even care. Like, we're just swinging. Honestly, though, like early timing, like that results in more hits than good timing often. So, like sometimes I'm like, oh, that wasn't good timing, but then I remember good timing does not always equal more hits. Brutal game, though. Brutal game. And now we're very late on the slider. Okay. Nice. That ball went so far for an 84-mile-an-hour exit velo. Just shows you that 6-mile-an-hour wind is paying dividends for one of the teams. Not for us, though. That was definitely a pitch we could have done some damage on. We're just a little bit late on it. There we go. Come on, young Zach Veen. Trying to get the team back into it. We've had some base runners. I mean, 4 hits. It's not great. Not great. But it's not like we haven't had base runners. We just can't do anything.
Ball, catch inside.
Oh. Nice. I mean, that's what you want to do. A high inside fastball, you pull that. That's happened to us multiple times. This game, it's not for us. I mean, 45 power versus lefties. You don't necessarily expect that one to go very far, but...
He's out.
Okay.
Your attention, please.
All right, Painter.
Now
Just
for the Rockies. Number 76.
don't get shelled.
Andrew.
Just don't get shelled.
Painter.
Ball 1.
Just get us through 2 innings. I mean, that's not a good pitch. That's not a good pitch. We're essentially just praying now on some of these.
Nope. Ball one. Hey.
To be fair, we've also really gotten, oh my God, really hurt by some really bad calls from the umpire as well. That changeup missed brutally. That's like, we aimed here, it landed here. That's not what you want. I mean, he's missing really bad with these changeups.
I got a ball, one strike.
Verdugo, can you get a good throw home? No. But good enough, it holds the runner.
Hey.
Would love a double play. Would love a double play. Did we get it? I think we got it. All right. Painter gets through one. Let's just, can we narrow the gap? Like, let's just not lose by close to double digits.
Number 12.
That would make me pretty happy, honestly. Kershaw at 90 years old. Oh my God! Should have left Kershaw in! Melendez! We're only 7 away! Oh man. Oh, that's funny. We're only 7 away now. Makes you feel good. Oh, man. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Daza just ripped one out. That's a double. Uh-oh. Should have left in Kershaw. I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm just not. But a little bit of hope. They pull Kershaw, immediately a home run and a double. That's just too funny.
One ball, two strikes.
Come on, Ivy. Keep it going, little buddy. Keep it going.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
I think we did actually score like 8 runs in an inning once. That was pretty incredible. And we also did it with only... How did we whiff on that? What? It was... I think there was only like 1 solo shot in that whole inning. That was also a really hittable pitch that we just I felt like we sat back on it, but said we were very early. I think Jordan Hicks does have really high hit per 9. Yeah, pretty high hit per 9. So that timing window shrunk a little bit for us. But, I mean, at least we're not losing by double digits. Because that's how it was looking like it was going to be. All right. There's another weekly hit fly out. Grissom, you want to be a hero, little buddy? You want to give me a 2-run shot? Just to give me a monicum of hope. Just to really tickle my pickle, to butter my biscuit.
1 ball, 1 strike.
You just want to give me at least a little bit of hope that we're going to at least get this one close. I don't think so. He does not. Well, at least we scored another run. I mean, MJ Melendez, I mean, he blasted that one into outer space. So, that's a win. The game will certainly not be a win.
Ball, that's off the plate.
We got our long reliever in the 7th. Just
1-1.
to eat some innings, because we have, this one's pretty much done. It's tough.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball 2.
I will say, though, at least we're losing to a really good team. The Rangers, really good. They just...
Ball. Ball
I
1,
don't
no
want to
strikes.
use the word luck because that implies that they're not talented. But pretty much everything went their way this game. On top of talent, and you're going to get a really good result. I guess maybe that's the most generous way of saying it.
Strike 2. Ball 2.
I like Painter's curveball, though. It's been pretty effective. Gets another strikeout there. Let's throw a fastball right where Corey Seager ripped a home run. He's 4 for 4. When we had our Oakland Athletics rebuild, Corey Seager won like 5 consecutive MVPs or something ridiculous like that. So we're not surprised at all. All right, home fans. This is it. Our last chance to score 7. It's not a good way to do it.
1's the count.
Nice.
Got him.
I mean,
Inside, ball 1.
this is like one of those games where you go into practice mode on rookie and just hit 50 home runs in a row just to feel better about yourself.
2 balls, 1 strike.
I've never actually done that, but I would surmise that that would be something that would be nice. Get through? No, absolutely not.
Out.
The batter, the right fielder, Alex.
96 off the bat. Still can't get through the infield. This would be the craziest 2-out rally of all time. 110 off the bat, 109 off the bat
Second baseman,
for a single. Slider right down the middle. That's like the frustrating part. Perfect, absolute rocket on a slider right down the middle, and we get a single. That's just baseball sometimes, though.
Ball 2.
That's just baseball. Still fighting, though.
That's ball 3.
Not taking any at-bats off.
1 strike.
still have quite a few fans here. No one's vacating just yet. But we are down to our last strike. Oh, and that one gets through. Okay. We're still alive. We're still alive. Now they put in Jonathan Hernandez. Okay. Melendez 2 for 3. Did have that home run in the last inning. A home run here would get us within 4. Then we would just have to do that again. Uh-oh. Nice little opposite field hit to the wall. Don't send him home. They're sending him home. He's out by a mile. Oh my God! I mean, I understand that we really need the run in that spot. I get it. But it wasn't even close. I mean, it was kind of close, but we actually had something going there. But I mean, the reality of us getting 7 runs across in an inning, really unlikely. But it just felt like the Rangers got all the luck.
Victorious Rangers, 9 runs, 12 hits, no errors. They left 4 men on base.
What's up, bud?
3 runs on 9 hits.
I am on.
They left 8 men on base.
I think it's like the second hardest difficulty for hitting, and we're just doing timing based hitting. Like, I can do PCI hitting. I can do that, and we did that in the Oakland A's rebuild. But we won like every game, and there was multiple times every game. Or not multiple times. There would be like multiple games a season where we would score like 20 runs. And so I wanted to make it a little bit more ratings based for the rebuild. Visual, no PCI, and you use dynamic. Yeah, we just got way too good of results. And so I wanted it to be a little bit more realistic. So I just went timing based hitting. And I think it's, I guess we can look, right? Settings, gameplay, strike zone 3. Strike zone 3 is the view that we're on. And just timing based hitting, just wanted it to be a little bit more realistic, a little bit more grounded. But like if you go back and watch the Oakland series, there was usually 2 or 3 times a year we would score like 20 runs, and I was using PCI hitting. So I think it was like strike zone 1 or strike zone 2, something like that. The pretty zoomed in one. So, I mean, that was just an absolute heartbreaking loss. You remove the visuals on the PCI in strike zone, and PCI will be more realistic. Yeah, but I also want it to be, a little like, because I'm also thinking of it from from your view, like the viewer's view. You get like the stadium, you get to see the batter and the catcher. It's like you're watching it on TV kind of thing. It's kind of the vibe I'm going for. So that's why I'm using the zoomed out camera angle. I'm not super concerned about like trying to prove that I'm a good MLB The Show player. Like that's not the point of this. It's just to, so I can have fun. And so there's like, it feels like you're just like watching baseball and like watching a team grow. Like, that's the idea. But yeah, that was brutal. The Rangers came to play today. I mean, they hit 4 home runs, 3 doubles. Corey Seager went 4 for 5. And Clayton Kershaw, despite having a 5 ERA, just absolutely shut us down. Goes 7 innings, 2 walks, only 1 strikeout. But we just every time we made contact, it was just a chopper or a little fly out. There just wasn't anything there. So that was tough. That was tough. All right. How are we looking here? So Buford, he finally hit 50%. And he does look, the potential hasn't really moved very much. So I think the scouting is pretty much on. I don't think we're going to see a huge range. I just want to see that interest go up a little bit. Same thing with Forrest Krause. His potential hasn't really moved. And he went 64% interest. He only wants 400K. So we'll go ahead and offer on him. Slot value is 474. We'll offer him that, or his asking price, and he signs. Okay. And then I think we'll go to Gerard York next. Try and get his scouting up a little bit. See if he's closer to that 90 overall, or that 90 potential, or closer to that 62. Hopefully we'll narrow that gap a little bit. All you'll see is the ball. Oh yeah, bud. I got you. Yeah, no, I know. I don't think you're trying to like convince me of anything. But I mean, I definitely might try that. I feel like that'd be really hard though with no PCI. Like, are you successful on that? Like not having a PCI to aim off of, I feel like would be really difficult. So if you're successful on that, I think that's pretty awesome. All right, so I think that's the one game we're gonna play. We played the Dodgers in the last episode and last stream. So I think we'll just sim. Angels, they want Ryan McMahon. This is actually a massive trade that we're getting proposed here. So let's see what they're offering. So they want to give us their best pitcher. They want to give us Patrick Sandoval, who is not pitching well at all this year. Let's get that real clear. He's not pitching well at all. He's given up 132 hits and 110 innings. But he is progressing. Ratings-wise, he looks good. Okay, he's just not performing well. They also want to give us second baseman Luis Rengifo, utility player, really good versus lefties. He's actually hitting really well. It looks like maybe they're trying and they want to swap for McMahon, basically. Okay. And Taylor Ward, sorry. This is actually a really, really interesting trade. That said, we are competing for first in the division. I mean, this is actually like a pretty good trade offer. And if this was like year 1 of the rebuild, I would probably take this. But Taylor Ward regressing. Luis Rengifo regressing, but still playing really well. I don't know why he's regressing. And then Patrick Sandoval, pretty good looking player, just having a really bad year. If this was year one, I take this, but right now, McMahon is just crushing the baseball. 25 home runs is for sure gonna break his single season PR for home runs. I can't make this trade, although it's a really interesting one and it's a good one. I like that the CPU is actually offering some interesting trades, but I cannot accept this in our current position. The Twins want Michael Wacha for... Actually, that's a pretty good Juan Encarnacion. That's a pretty good pitching or catching prospect. 19, okay defense. Really good contact hitter. Huh. The problem is we have, like, again, the number one prospect in baseball, who is a catcher, who is the same age. So it's just like the idea that we're gonna... Although if the Twins have a good starting prospect down here, let's see if we can do that. Let's see if we can maybe make this trade. So it was the Twins. They want a deal. They want Michael Wacha. How about you give me any of these guys? So we got Samuels. Let's see if we can get Samuels. They want a little bit more. Okay. All right. I have to step away for just a minute. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about the wait. I'm just gonna be real honest. I felt like I was about to poop my pants. Had to step away. Anyway, back to baseball. Um, all right, so the Twins offered us a trade. They wanted to give us a catcher for Waka. I guess this makes sense, right? He would be like in their top five. It also takes some bad money off of our hands. So we're trying to get Michael Samuels, a nice looking prospect, limits home runs, good clutch rating, which is really, really good um, for us here in Colorado. So they just want a little bit more. They want a relief pitcher, a right fielder, a third baseman, and a left fielder. We can't give up any more starters. We could maybe look to turn over Victor Vodnik here. He's 26. He's a decent relief pitcher. What's the relief pitching depth? He would definitely be one of their better relievers down here and one of their youngest. Maybe Evan Justice. This could actually be a chance to turn over. No, we needed these guys because of injury. I think we were trying to turn Phil McGowan. He can actually hit like at a major league level. He just can't really play defense. I don't really know what their outfield looks like right now. They kind of have some of the same players. So I guess we'll go with a reliever. It's something they need. Maybe like an older guy. Victor Vodnik, he's 26. He could probably step in for them. 63 overall. He would be about midway in where they have. They have a couple B potential guys in here as well. But he would definitely be, oh yeah. The bottom of their depth is terrible. That gives them some depth. They like the deal. We'll go ahead and make it. So the Twins get Michael Wacha. We could go out and maybe look for another starting pitcher to make up for our guy who went down. Gallen. None of these starting pitchers look particularly good, though. I mean, we got old man Chris Sale here. I mean, he would basically replace Wacha for 1 year. We already dealt with the Braves once. We could use him at long relief. I just don't really know who I would part ways with. All right, so with Wacha gone, though, we do need to elevate someone. The problem is our highest prospects here don't look like they're doing particularly well in the minors. So what do we do? I actually kind of like the idea of adding Chris Sale. He's pitching better than Waka was. Reliable, old man out of the bullpen for our long relief. What would it take to get him? They need a left fielder. Espino gets pretty close. McKinnon gets really close. I would trade Bouchard in a heartbeat, but still not interesting. Wow. So they just. Okay, so they are willing to deal. I just don't think we're going to have the trade pieces that we need. I think we go to free agency. Just need someone that's just not going to get shelled. Chris Bassett, former Oakland A's legend. I mean, if we're going to sign a 37-year-old for a year, all right, let's just go ahead and do it. We'll sign. Who was it? We'll sign Danny Duffy, 1-year deal. And then we'll sign Chris Bassett for a year as well. Okay. So we don't do any trades, but we get 2 really reliable veteran relievers for the same price as Waka. We also get a prospect. Now we just have to figure out who we move, if anyone. We could move Castro down, but we need that utility piece. especially if someone gets injured. Everyone is really good. I think what we're going to do is just do we'll start with Danny Duffy. We'll start Bassett down in AAA. So Danny Duffy will be our new long reliever. That way we have an alternate righty-lefty. Everyone else stays. And then Chris Bassett. Let's relieve Riley here. He's having a tough day. Okay. All right. So those will be some moves. Is there anyone even on? Just Alan Trejo left. Okay. Okay. Except for I'm taking off catcher. Okay. All right. Now, another day to sign draft picks. Buford Kane's finally over 50%. He actually looks like he may have actually been a good pick. We got to hope that potential, of course, is on the higher end, but would like to get him closer to 60% before we offer. Let's see. Gerard York. He's cheap. Potential, like, could be, like, probably low B, high C potential. That's the most likely thing. He signs. Dave Sawyer, he's super cheap. He's interested as a 6th-round pick. Maybe you take that. I don't know. Demand, draft position. Okay. What a name. I guess we'll just go ahead and offer on Scott. He signs. And so now we're just waiting for Sawyer. And then in a few short days, all right, Robert Riley, really struggling. Really struggling. We'll send him down to AA. Danny Duffy, immediately pulled groin, but he's just out for a few days. We'll keep him active. Phil McGowan, just a couple days. We'll keep him active. We're on a 4-game skid. Less than ideal. We ended up dropping 2 to Tampa Bay and our opening 2 to the Dodgers. Run out of days to sign Dave Sawyer. We'll offer him again. All right, so he signed. So we get all of our draft picks. Only one of them I think is going to probably be bad. The rest are just, it's, going to be up to luck. Let's finish out this month and see where our draft picks land. We almost get swept by the Dodgers. So we were a game ahead. Now we're 2 games behind. It's still just us and the Dodgers. We're guaranteed a wild card spot. Yeah, we're guaranteed a wild card spot. It's just a matter of if we're going to have to play a wild card or if we're going to get a pass after winning the division. Even if we win the division, though, we're still probably going to have to take on the Dodgers after the wild card. So, last day to sign draft picks. There is no one left to sign. How much longer until we get Gallen back? 3 or 4 weeks. Okay. And Danny Duffy, cruising. Great. Glad to have him on board. Reliable bullpen arm. All right. We'll sim a day. We lose again. Son of a bitch. We got to fix this. And our draft picks, oh my God. This is the worst draft I think I've ever had. Oh, we strike out on everyone. So, our first 5 picks, we were looking at best, high B, maybe A potential, because it can even go outside of that range, and we basically just fall smack dab in the middle of every single one, like literally playing to the averages across the board. So, no home runs, but let's take a look. Jason Russell, defense power, lacks some contact. We'll work on that. But good speed, it's okay. If his contact gets up into the, 50s, 60s, and that power's up into the 80s, 90s, we'll have something there. Similar looking prospect was Buford Kang. Better defense, not quite as speedy, and more of a power bat versus lefties, but contact skills and on-base skills are lacking. Why is his overall 6 points lower? I don't know. Then we get starting pitcher Rod Scott. See potential 54 overall, so he's got a way to go. But good velo, good break, good stamina. I was hoping that that home run and that hit per nine would be a little bit higher, but only a 54 overall, so he's got a ways to go. But he could be a starter. And then Kraus, 76 overall, which is actually pretty good. I really wanted that K per 9 to be higher, but considering he's only a 55 overall and the K per 9 is 63, you got to think once he hits his potential, that K per 9 will be close to like 90 something overall, and his home run per 9 will be like a 99. His control rating is also really good for an 18-year-old, so that's really nice. Relief pitcher Gerard York, 47 overall with 77 potential. He also has a really long way to go. And then Dave Sawyer. We actually get a little lucky. He just manages to get C potential. The walk per 9 and home run 9 per 9 are good. Pretty good stamina for a reliever. Likely like a long relief, like pitch to contact kind of guy. Okay, so we definitely kind of missed out on this draft. It's a little, I mean, it is what it is. It's luck. You're rolling the dice. But we definitely added a lot of power, which is nice. So we'll just kind of see what happens there. Outside of our team, any home runs? So far, we have yet to see an A potential player. I mean, Jason Morey is a guy that we looked at. We had him on our board. He didn't fall to us, but 75 overall, 84 potential, and he looks really good. The Giants need him because they are on that struggle bus right now. So that's good for them. They also get a 70 overall closing pitcher, Brock McRae. He looks decent enough. So they get 2 guys that could start next year or in a year. I mean, this is just absolutely devastating for the Orioles. Steven Montano, 71 overall with 62 potential. So he will immediately start to regress as soon as he starts playing. And we still have yet to see an A potential. Maybe this draft was just ass. Maybe this draft class was just absolutely terrible. And I think that's kind of what we're seeing here. Here we go. This is our first A potential player that we've seen in the entire draft. Johnny Pena. I think it was actually a guy that we had looked at from my home state of Missouri. That's so funny. Velocity's a 74, but his four-seamer is only 90 miles an hour. That's why I don't care about velocity and break. Like, those ratings do not really matter. But that's our first A potential player. And then Ray Cottrell, only a 48 overall, though. I think this is actually just probably the worst draft class I've ever seen. Ken Delgadio goes to Oakland A's, 63 overall, 82 potential. Finally, another A potential player, but we still have seen, here we go. This has got to be the best guy in the draft, Hans Wolf, 66 overall, 94 potential, the highest potential we've seen so far. So the Rangers got to feel pretty good about that. But yeah, this is just a really, really bad draft class. And now I'm feeling a lot better about where we landed. Because normally I'm pretty good at drafting. Cardinals did pretty well. But yeah, this was just ended up being a really weak draft class. We added some good depth. I mean, we were looking for outfield depth. We got that. We got some good reliever depth and a starter that's decent. All of them 18 except for this one guy down here. All right, so not a super exciting draft, kind of disappointing results. But now we got to lock in. We need to win some games. Also, I want to see who made the All-Star. None of our starters did, which is absolutely insane. How do we not have a starter when we have a guy in contention for the Cy Young? Like, this game's a little stupid sometimes like that. Like, the All-Star is based off of your ERA, but the Cy Young is based off your win-loss. Make it make sense. All right, so we don't get a starter, which is insane to me. We have no relief pitchers in the All-Star. Oh, they're all closers. Okay, so we get snubbed on that. We get snubbed at second base for sure. We definitely get snubbed at third. Okay, Von Grissom's in. Is he our one All-Star? He actually is. So we only have one All-Star on the entire Major League roster. To me, that's ass. Just saying. Okay. So in AAA, our closer, Irving Heath, he's an All-Star. Forrest Stoddard at first is also an All-Star. Everson Pereira in center field, having an All-Star year. He's regressing, but had a pretty good year, I guess. And then how about AA, the Yard Goats? Show me some Yard Goats. All right. Andreas Baladeras gets in as a closer. Catcher Sean Guerrero, #1 prospect in all of baseball. He gets in, even though he is at single A right now. Okay. So he's still an all-star. JJ Rodriguez at second. I mean, he is absolutely disgusting versus lefties. Wow. Warming Bernabel, a name that every time I say it just fills me with joy. Dennis Blackwell, so we basically dominate Double A. That is encouraging. Phil McGowan. All right, so a number of minor league starters in the All-Star game. We only get one, which I think is an absolute snub. Draft wasn't too exciting, but now let's lock in. Let's play some games. We're going to do probably 2 more games, get through the month of August. Who's going to be our in-division and who is going to be our out-of-division game? So, I mean, Arizona's the only inter-division game that we have an option to play, so I guess by default it will be one of these Arizona games. We faced the Mets twice. They're not very good, so I'm not too worried about that. Seattle's pretty good, and I don't think Baltimore's pretty good as well. I don't think we've played the Mariners at all so far in this Rockies rebuild, so let's do that. We'll play the second week and the last week. Actually, I take that back. No, that's okay. We'll play 2 away games. We had a home game. We just got absolutely bamboozled. And what is happening? We have now... We're 2 of 8 in our last 10. Are we just not hitting the ball? Is that what's happening? Bean is cold. McMahon is cold. Our bench bats are cold. Like really, really cold. Holy. Castro's hitting under 200. That's insane. Melendez is having himself a year. 23 home runs. Second on the team in home runs. We need to move Melendez up. We're going to move Melendez up. We are going to make a temporary switch. Oh, he can only play right and center. Oof. Yeah, we really need some more versatile outfielders, some guys with some more speed. We're definitely lacking there. All right. I mean, 237 is not... I don't know. He's slumping quite a bit. Let's move Melendez to right, Verdugo to center. We're going to bring Romo in. He's hitting well. Well, he's hitting okay. We'll leave McMahon in because he is doing well versus righties. It's just, I'm assuming he's cold because maybe he's facing some lefties in there. Okay. And then versus lefties, I think we'll make probably the same moves. So we'll move Melendez up the lineup. We will Verdugo to center. Melendez out in the outfield, Romo in at catcher, and move him down the board a little bit. Okay. So we'll make a couple lineup adjustments there. And who do we want to pitch with versus Seattle? We haven't pitched with Clevenger at all. So let's do that. We lose our first game. We got to get back to winning ways. We're absolutely tanking right now. We're only 1 in our last 10. I mean, our pitching is phenomenal, so at least we have that, but we just are slumping massively at the plate right now. Facing off against Luis Gil. God, I'm trying to think. Solaire's done at the end of the season. He might get close to 30, but I think in free agency we might look to sign a big name if we can. If we can free up some money, we might go for a big outfielder. We've tried to make that happen a couple times. We've looked at maybe signing. We've tried to get Juan Soto. He ended up going to the Mariners. And I've looked at the possibility of trading like a Luis Robert from the White Sox, or a like Mike Trout, getting him off the Angels, and I can't justify giving away every good player we have for those guys. All right, and we're going to start with a 5-pitch walk from Jonathan Daza.
For Colorado, the first baseman, number 15.
Ball, that's out.
All right, so Luis Gil struggling off the gate. 6 pitches, only one of those have been strikes thus far. It's a little lucky there. All right. There we go. That's just going to be a single. But after getting absolutely pummeled, getting beaten like a redheaded stepchild,
The second baseman, Vaughn Grissa.
getting beaten like a... Never mind. In our last game versus the Rangers, where we lost 9-2, I'd be really happy if we won this game 30-0. We got absolutely dunked on. All right, Grissom, as always, hits the ball cleanly, drives it, just not particularly deep this time. And now Melendez goes all the way from like the 8-9 spot up to the 4 spot. Second on the team in home runs. Having his true breakout year. Unfortunately, he's going to end the inning. Grounds into a double play. So, get a walk, get a single, and then that's all.
Leading up for the Mariners, the left fielder, Randy Arozarena.
And I don't know why, but I'm always a sucker for pitchers like Clevenger. Like, I don't like when I'm playing, at least. Like velocity in this game, in the game, does not excite me when I'm actually pitching. I love seeing like absolute benders with these brutal sliders. That's what I love to pitch with, just personally.
The third baseman,
like guys that can absolute dot.
Nope, ball one.
That's what butters my bread.
Ball, that's in.
That's what tickles my pickle.
Hey. 2 balls, 1 strike.
If I can use pulse pitching and absolutely dot, it makes me feel some type of way. There we go. And we're through the first 2 pretty quickly. Under 10 pitches so far. Now facing J.P. Crawford, having himself a really good year. Hitting over 300 this late into the year. Got to feel really good about that. All right, so a pretty slow start for both teams, but it's better than when we played the Rangers and got shat upon. All right, McMahon is cold. We had a really interesting trade offer from the Angels. They were willing to give us 3 really good quality players, but where we're at in this rebuild, fighting for first in the division, it's just not a move we're going to make at this point. If that was year 1 of the rebuild, oh man, I'm taking that 100%. But I digress.
Ball 3.
I gotta say, Luis Gil not being overly impressive right now, and I think he just gave up a solo shot. This one high and deep out to left. Caught on the warning track. Gave that one a really good ride.
Jorge Soler.
Dang, that could have been it. But it was not to be, and now Soler finds himself down in the count. And goes down on the high fastball. I feel like we're pretty susceptible to that. We swing at those quite a bit. Oh, Verdugo. Maybe he wants a home run. Not quite. Hits the bottom of the wall. That's going to be a double.
Batting 8, the shortstop.
But still. Why is Verdugo hitting in the 7th spot versus righties? Interesting. I might be an idiot. I'm not sure.
Yep, that ball went out.
All right. I mean, we're seeing the ball pretty good. We're not really committing to pitches that are close. That one, I think, is going to get caught, and it is. All right. 2 innings, 2 hits, no runs for our offense. Back on with Clevenger. Let's see what he can do. Trying to bend one out of the zone.
What do you got?
All right. Rodriguez thought about it. Does not go around.
Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Do. How do we feel about a changeup, though? How do we feel about a changeup, though? There we go. Tovar should be able to get that in time. He does. Infield defense proving to be good. That's definitely a strength of the team. We just had a little bit more speed in the outfield. I think our defense would be like actually elite. But we missed a lot of things in the gaps, especially playing at home, where we have a really big outfield. All right, Flores, if you would like to miss on one of these, I'd be super excited. But he's just fouling off everything. There we go. Check swing, they say he went around. I tend to agree. Oh my gosh, it's Oakland A's legend Brent Rooker. Holy, he's having a decent year. Look at him go. Nice. Kind of weird that Oakland would, I mean, I don't know if they traded him, but in real life, Brent Rooker just signed a 5-year extension with the A's for $60 million. A's are spending money, that way they can show out their stars in our AAA stadium next year in Sacramento. Stupid. All right, getting distracted. Young Romo. He's not Spanish. I just like rolling my R's. 4 ribbies in the last game? Oh my goodness. Now when we did sign Melendez, or when we traded for him, we knew he would probably play catcher because Romo just was not quite there yet. But even on the bench, his average is always pretty good. Showed some really good vision there on some really close pitches. And maybe Melendez is going to finally move to his primary position, which is the corner outfield. He's relatively fast. He has a really strong arm. And so, okay. And so, if Romo can prove that he can hit at the MLB level, then that would really alleviate a lot of our outfield need.
The first baseman, Romeo Ivy.
All right. I mean, Gil's giving us some opportunities. That's a pitch we need to hit. We're just late on it. Now we're really late on 98. Holy. Now that we're actually seeing pitches in the zone. Not quite ready for him. But Vaughn Grissom, he's going to get on.
The right fielder, number 1.
Shortstop can't glove it cleanly. And now MJ Melendez having a great year. If you want to be a star, you got to prove that you can drive in runs. Give us some production. A single would probably score someone.
He's out.
All right, we pull the chopper down the first base line, and we're out. All right. I mean, at least we're seeing some production, some base runners. I just not seeing anything when we have runners on, which can be really tough. Clevenger looking really good, and I'm kind of wondering, like, why is this Seattle team? How is their record so good? Is it their pitching? Because right now, they're not really hitting very well. Back to the top of the lineup.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Wipe them out with the changeup in that same spot. Ooh, how do you not
1 ball, 2 strikes.
swing at that?
That's ball 2. Full count.
I mean, that's just exceptional vision from a Rosarina. But we get him on the high fastball. I like Clevenger. All right, McMahon. I mean, that's it. That's the pitch. We're just early on it. Okay. Is that one going to land? No. I mean, if you just keep throwing fastballs down the middle, you got to think eventually you're going to get punished. We're driving these. They're just not finding grass, but if we can just keep timing these up, I think eventually we'll see some productivity, some runs across. Oh, God, what are we doing, Verdugo? That's not it.
Nope, that's inside.
I mean, it just doesn't have it, does it? Oh, my God, it does. Verdugo! I was like, because we saw two previously where I thought they were definitely gone. And that one, it did have enough. I didn't think it did, but it goes over the right field wall.
Now batting.
And then Tovar is able to leg that one out. So now we got a little something going. A solo shot, then a single.
No, that's down.
Yandru Romo drew a walk in his last at-bat. Also nice to have him as a switch hitter, which makes him a very interesting prospect. Okay. Nothing there, but we finally get the lead. I mean, we literally had just said, if Gil keeps throwing pitches right down the middle, eventually we're going to get something, and we do. It's a solo shot by Verdugo.
No ball, 2 strikes. Got him.
And right now, Clevenger pitching about as well as you can. We've had a couple pitches that were pretty dangerous. That one can definitely be driven.
Nope.
But we've gotten a little lucky there. But all in all, really happy with our pitching. I mean, our pitching in general has been phenomenal all year, especially the bullpen.
Ball 2.
All of our middle and back end of our bullpen all have sub 3 or sub 2 ERAs. Our pitchers, two of our pitchers are like 14-3, 14-2 record as starters. We have a Cy Young candidate in Casey Mize. So pitching's almost never the problem. It's just And really, it's not even contact either. It's just right now we lack consistent power with runners on base. And as much as we like players like Jonathan Daza, like his ability to get leadoff doubles and stuff with only 33 power, I don't know what we do. I feel like we got to find... I think we're like one piece away. I mean, granted, I'm saying this as we're first in the division. Or close to it with the Dodgers. Oh, Ivy. Crush! It's high! It's deep! It's gone. Romeo, where art thou, Romeo? He's out there hitting dingers. And I'm probably the best announcer in baseball as I managed to work a Shakespeare reference into a baseball game. Oh, Grissom? No. It looked good right off the bat, but unfortunately, not to be. Oh, Melendez. Oh, my God. He's driving the baseball so... What? 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 What the... What was that? What is this little hidey hole over here? Is this right fielder's little privacy corner? Oh my God. Just dropped right in there. In the little hidey hole. Okay. Learned something new about the Seattle Stadium there. What is the purpose of that? Why does that exist? Someone let me know. Jesus Christ, Clevenger. Have a day.
That's a ball.
Bringing him up, putting him down. Oh, come on, Grissom. Get up, get up, get up. He's slow. Dang it. 48 speed is just enough. They do rule that as a base hit. Clevenger, though, he's got... I was about to say, he's got plenty to work a double play, especially with Brent Rooker, who's pretty slow. And that's probably it. McMahon to Grissom to Ivy. There we go. We're looking really good right now. I would like a little bit more offense. And they're pulling the starter.
Your attention, please.
And now we're going to see Isaiah Campbell. 28 years old, only 63 overall. I mean... You gotta hope. 63 overall. This is the guy we can get after. Just to make sure that we... Sometimes when we see low-rated pitchers, and this is why sometimes I almost don't like to look at cards, like at their player card. When I see a low-rated pitcher, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to swing at everything. And then I end up not getting good swings. This one looks real good. This one high and deep. And this one is caught on the track. I think that's the second time McMahon has just been a few feet away from a home run. Soler just, I mean, that's pretty close to good timing. That 52 vision hurting us a little bit. Just early, and we just barely clip it.
Ball. 2-2 to count.
Come on, Solaire. Blind me with that Solaire power. You got wiped out on 93, brother in Christ. That's what I'm saying. I should just never look at the cards. What are we doing?
Ball.
Campbell, Isaiah Campbell. Unhittable. .99 contact versus like a 55 hit per 9. And we can't do anything with it.
Mariners, the catcher, Harry.
All right.
Full.
Clevenger, 6th inning of work, only 64 pitches. He's been really efficient. He's going to whiff on this changeup. Called it.
Now batting, second baseman, Terry Vagra.
Clevenger is not a strikeout guy, but he is just mowing him down right now. He might actually be close to double-digit strikeouts.
2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes.
I mean, his slider right now just seems unhittable.
Ball 1.
I mean, two-seamer, low and inside. There we go. Clevenger, have yourself a day, little buddy.
Now pitching for the Mariners.
All right, Ty Adcock.
Ty Adcock.
What a name. What a name. What a fastball down the middle that we're late on. All right, Romo, 0 for 1 with a walk on the line. Oh, wow, that was it.
0-1.
There's something about this guy's release. Ooh. Slider up. Driven pretty well. Okay. Romo's out. And, I just realized there's 6-mile-an-hour wind against us. Otherwise, I think we have, 5 home runs this game.
That's a ball.
So, weather playing an impact, I think. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us. For
I don't know.
seventh
I mean,
inning.
definitely McMahon. He's hit 2 of the warning track. I think we've had 3 or 4 total that have died at the warning track. And 6-mile-an-hour wind against you. Without that,
The third baseman,
I think we're looking at multiple home runs.
Rojas.
Clevenger getting a little sleepy, getting a little tired. Closing in on 80 pitches. But he's been superb. So we'll leave him in until he runs out of gas. Especially knowing that there's a good bit of wind against, that's going to help us. So if they do barrel anything, the chances of it actually being a home run, pretty slim. Let's see if we can bend one here.
Ball 1.
The slider has been immaculate today.
2 balls.
Also, can we take a moment? If you look at Clevenger's head, okay, up and just to the left, the guy in the gray hoodie, he has the biggest quads I have ever seen. That dude is doing squats and leg extensions like his life depends on it. He's looking massive.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
All right, and now we're going to see William Schmidt. I do think...
Number 13, William Schmidt.
Clevenger. Just due to fatigue, we might have to pull him. But we're going to give him the opportunity to finish this 8th inning as well.
Nope, that's a ball.
This guy's got crazy velo. A slider at 93. That's kind of nasty. Who is William Schmidt? 71 overall reliever. Good hit per 9, K per 9. Velo, of course. Interesting. Okay. Yikes. Grissom falling for the high fastball. We love the high fastball here. We swing at that all the time.
Ball one.
I feel like Schmidt might not be like a control artist with these. We've seen him miss pretty wide. We need to really keyhole here.
Ball, that pitch is out.
Ooh, that was it.
Ball four.
All right. So Grissom works a walk. And now Melendez. Over 3, but he's hit the ball. He's driven the ball well. We just haven't been able to have it find some grass. Would really like for it to find some bleachers. MJ, second on the team in homers. Having himself a really good year this year. I mean, just hits it straight into the ground. Okay.
Leading up for the Mariners, the first baseman.
Clevenger getting a little tired.
Flores.
Get our first really bad call there. Well in the zone. We don't get the strike.
Two balls, one strike.
Uh-oh. Go foul. Nice. There is Melendez out from behind the plate, playing outfield, which is his actual, is his home position. But we've just been using him in his catcher abilities while we kind of wait for Romo to get MLB ready. There we go, no problem there. 2 outs. Clevenger almost completely out of gas.
Ball one. 1-1.
Just one more batter to get through and he can go and rest his weary arm. The right arm of destiny.
Ball two.
Come on. Let's spin away with the slider. It's been elite all day. 100 pitch. is the final out. That's a great, great outing from Clevenger.
Your attention, please.
You cannot ask for better.
Now pitching for the Mariners.
And now we'll bring in Strom to close this one out. We haven't had an opportunity for a save with Strom in any of our user control games in quite some time. Holy God. 102. Who is Andreas Munoz? Jeez Louise. 102 doesn't matter if you can't hit the strike zone with it. He does there. Center fielder was shading over to the right. McMahon is just so slow. I mean, that's an easy triple if he has any sort of speed, but we'll take the double. 108 off the bat, driven hard into center. Like I said, center fielder was shifted over to the right. And we are going to send that slow-ass man to third. He gets there. Nice job by Soler to at least drive that deep enough. And we still have another out to spare with Verdugo to perform a sacrifice fly if we can. Hopefully not a strikeout. All right, we're sending McMahon. There we go. That's a tough throw, even with only like 28 speed from McMahon. All right, and that's going to be it. Tovar grounds out. All right.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Colorado, number 25, Matt Strom.
0-1's the count.
I think Strom definitely got hosed on the All-Star bid. I think he should have been up there for reliever of the year. However, gives up an opening double to Harry Ford, giving the Mariners life.
He's out. Nope, ball one.
Not too concerned right now.
One ball, two strikes.
All right, we're just going to take the out. Maybe we should have thrown home, but I'd rather just secure the second out.
0-1.
With Strom, you got to think it's going to be really hard for them to get 2 more runs with 2 outs, and that was correct. That seals it. Not a dominant win, but it feels good to get back to the winning ways. After our last user control game where we got absolutely pissed on, and then even in simulation, struggling as well. But Mike Clevenger, what a day. 8 innings pitched, only allowing 2 hits, no earned, no walks, and 10 strikeouts. Old man Clevenger finding his prime. Okay. All right, so we do end up winning 2 of 3. Still 3 games behind the Dodgers. These last 2 weeks might have cost us the division. We will see. And then we wanted to play our one interdivision game versus the Diamondbacks. So we'll start simming to get there. Curtis Montenegro down at AA, a broken nail. Okay, poor guy. All right, we're losing a lot. All right. Double A roster. Pike actually doing okay. I mean, one of these outfielders needs to go down. I think it will be Pike. We'll move him back down to single A. He's cold right now. He's already progressing. Let's just get him back down to single A and keep him progressing there. Okay. Okay, another minor injury. Dollander, okay, just shoulder tightness. And we can't win consistent games. All right, down in Double A, Dennis Blackwell, broken ankle. He's out for 2 months. We'll put him on the 60-day. This is a little concerning. We are slipping really hard. Now facing off against the Braves, and like New York 51-73, we lose 2 of 3. Angels are barely above 500, we lose 2 of 3. It's a little concerning. Okay, maybe getting back on track. Make sure Dollander's back in the right place. He is. Painter coming up looking real good. Maybe this is our problem. Our guys are slumping a little bit. Let's swap Clevenger and Senzatella. Do we put Duffy in? Nah, Dollander's been really good. We'll keep him in. He's progressed a lot this year, which is really, really nice. He could be a 90 overall pretty quickly. Same with Painter. Mize slipping a little bit on the record. He's struggling. 4.5 ERA. The whip's still pretty low, though. Middle relief is slumping, so it looks like our pitching is just kind of slowing down a little bit after an insane run. I mean, look at we lose 1-13, we lose 1-2. Oh man, this is not good. All right, Pirates. Almost sweep the Pirates. All right. So now we have Gallon back, which is huge. So Gallon back to the top of the lineup. Now we have a little bit more flexibility. Danny Duffy, a 1.7 whip, but an ERA just above 3. Interesting. So that would lead me to believe he's getting really lucky. And I think we're going to have too many people. Yeah, we have too many people on our roster. We definitely need to send down a pitcher. And it's just so weird because Casey Mize is our worst performing pitcher right now. But he has our best win-loss record. So what do we do with that? What do we do with that? I think it's going to have to be Senzatella. We'll send him to AAA. But he'll probably come back up come September call-ups. Because he's been solid. He's been solid. He deserves a spot. Okay. So pitching slumping a little bit. Brendan Rodgers is back on track, so we should probably bring him back. So, but how do we work this out? Could also just be that we have Veen out, and so we just have slow ass Verdugo out in center field, which is just, it's not what you want. Oh, goodness, what do we do? All right, Veen is going to come back in. Verdugo out in the corner. And Melendez back catching. We'll just keep yeah. Man. I mean, the rest of the lineup is not bad. We need to get Brendan Rodgers back in. I just don't know who he takes over for. Soler? Do we swap out Soler? I mean, he has weaker contact versus righties. I think we will, actually. And then we'll DH Grissom because he has the worst defense. But Soler, 57 contact versus righties. It's just, I mean, 23 home runs is nice. His slug is nice. But I like this. This is okay. And then versus lefties, yeah, I just don't think we can have Verdugo out in center field with 45 speed. It's just, he's just too slow. It's going to have to be Veen, even though he's struggling. Melendez goes back to catching. And then Toglia can play the outfield. But Verdugo still has. What do we do? 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 Okay, Verdugo in right, Bean in center, Rogers, Tovar, Melendez, Grissom, Soler, Ivy Daza. Yeah. I guess that's still it. Okay. I mean, Romo didn't do bad, but I don't know, for some reason, as soon as we made that swap and pulled, as soon as we took Veen out of center, we just started giving up so many runs. I think it's just his speed. We have to have it. We just have to have it. And Verdugo, he's solid. He's not fast, but we need his bat. So we'll rock with it. All right. Who do we want to pitch with? I want to pitch with Painter. We saw him in his relief role. He's getting some action. Just kidding. Why is he so sleepy? He's so tired. Okay. Could go Danny Duffy. See the veteran. Let's do it. We're going to pitch with Danny Duffy. At least to start. And then We got some little tired boys. Some real tired guys. Let's get Toglia in there for Daza. Give Daza a rest. There we go. Come on. This will probably be the last game before the end of the stream. Been live for 3 hours, but I'm having a blast with this. I could probably keep playing this, but I need to eat lunch. Need to get up and walk around. Maybe take my good boy to the PARK or maybe a WALK.
Leading off for Colorado, the left fielder, number 4, Michael Toglia.
Toglia, not Toglia?
First pitch, 640.
Who is Slade Sassoni? Interesting. Okay. You want to give us anything on the outside of the plate? That'd be super duper. I mean, okay. It just catches the bottom of the zone.
All ones the count.
Not the best start. Good Lord. That sinker slider look identical out of the hand.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
All right. Slade is dealing. I got to see this guy. 26 years old, 72 overall, 5 ERA. Just not having a great year, and he's just looking elite right now. Good timing. And we swing right through it. That's tough. Chopper over the pitcher's head. Diving play from the shortstop. I'm kind of shocked he even got his glove on that, but he got it, and we got a man on. Man, those inside sinkers. Like, just what are you gonna do with that? Apparently, we can't even do something with one over the heart of the plate either. All right.
Nope. Ball 1.
Tovar, what a throw. Oh, I forgot. We're pitching with Duffy. So we traded Waka, who we were really overpaying, wasn't performing well. And then we go out to the free agency pool and sign 2 really old veterans, one being Danny Duffy, one being Chris Bassett, who's still down in AAA.
Ball inside. Ball.
And we made some changes to the rotation. So the next guy up was
2 balls, 1 strike.
Painter, and he did not have the stamina to go, so we're going with
3 balls,
Duffy. Going to get some work with him.
3-2.
And facing off against Corbin Carroll, 97 speed.
Got him.
Even a chopper like that can be a single. Giving the wily veteran a chance here. And he is going to start off by giving up 1 run in the first. Oh, I don't know about that one.
2 strikes.
All right. All right, you got to think 99 contact versus righties. Surely we can get a hold of one of these. We do, but we hit it right to Corbin Carroll. Brendan Rodgers, little dribbler, can't leg that one out. And Sassoni is just looking dominant. Unbelievable.
He's out.
All right.
0-1.
What are you going to do against such an elite pitcher? Right? Got him.
Out.
I would expect a guy, though, like a veteran like Danny Duffy, to have a little bit more control. A little wild on his pitches.
Ball 1. I got a ball, 1 strike.
Wow, what a snag from McMahon. You love to see it.
Got him.
Good defense there. All right, let's get some runs across. Sassoni should not be that hard to get to.
Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes.
Very early. Okay. That one is gloved.
He's out.
Oh, come on. Someone's going to hit this guy for sure, right?
Yep, that ball.
Do we have a hit? Okay, we have 1. Come on, we need to get Veen back on track.
Ball 2.
He was so good when we brought him up in September of last year. And it's just kind of been average. I mean, his ratings aren't through the roof.
That's a ball.
But, I mean,
3
he
balls, 1
was
strike.
one of the highest rated prospects when we first started this rebuild. So we certainly have high hopes for him.
3-2.
Just looking for him to kind of break that ceiling like MJ Melendez seems to have done this year. Just early. And we whiff. Tolia? I mean, liner right to center. I don't even think that guy moved. We got a barn burner.
Ball 1. Nope.
Okay.
He's out. That's a ball. Ball 1, no strike. Ball 2.
Duffy's not been great. Duffy's not been great.
Hey! No ball, 2 strikes.
Throw him out.
Maybe need to. Oh, did we get him? No. Just lean on the fastball a little bit more.
Hey! Ball 1's the count.
Ooh, McMahon. Dang, maybe we should have taken a dive for that one.
Nope, that's a ball.
Is it though? Was that a ball?
That's ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I mean, we just can't get punchies to save our life right now.
Count full.
Took up a bit of a risk challenging what's arguably the Diamondbacks' best hitter, but works out for us. Get through another inning. There we go. We finally found a baseball that hit some grass. There's the first baseman, Romeo Ivy, with a single to lead off. We really needed that.
Nope. Ball. That's ball.
I like that they showed us that
3-0.
Grissom is hit into 11 double plays so far. We're putting up the stop sign here. We're looking for a walk. We get it.
The third baseman, number 24.
Pretty close.
Ryan.
It did just barely catch the zone. But McMahon, huge power versus righties.
That's out.
And Sassoni pitched pretty well so far. But losing it a little bit here. 2 on, no out. Okay.
2-1.
Really looking for a mistake pitch. We get a double play ball. Son of a...
Out. Out.
I felt like that was elevated enough. I mean, it is, and it's good timing. That's a pitch that we can drive for sure. And then, oh my gosh, dude.
Got him.
I do not know why our batter struggles so much. All right. Basically just going with the strategy of just chucking fastballs with Duffy. No, that's not good. That was a miss. And that is a double for Gabriel Moreno. Fastball right down the heart of the plate. Yeah, we might have to look at pulling Duffy. He's just getting hit with ease. We'll get start getting some guys up.
Ball.
All right, they don't send the runner. Wise choice. That was a good throw from Verdugo. I mean, really like Duffy. He's getting hit a lot. The whip is going to be high, right? But only 2 runs and 4 is not brutal. The problem is we can't hit their crappy pitcher.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Finally get a punch out. That might be Duffy's first strikeout of this whole game.
That's a ball.
But we really just not had much solid contact at all, except for that one. Brendan Rodgers is going to bring us back. Oh my God, finally. Absolutely pummels one. 428 feet, a no-doubter out into left. You love to see it.
0-1.
Okay. And I mean, like, really, Sassoni, like, I say he's pitched well, but really, a lot of his pitches have been very hittable. We're just not hitting for solid contact.
The catcher, number 1.
But we finally got something going here. We got a solo shot to lead off with, then a single. No outs, a chance to really get something going here. Not with that. Definitely not seeing those pitches very well. And a double play.
That's an out. He's out.
I mean, I know that that's what a sinker is designed to do, and he's pitching them right at the bottom of the zone. But, that's tough. I bet if we got to see it, that slider was a pretty bad miss. Thank goodness for Brendan Rodgers.
Ball.
See if we can get through another inning or two with Duffy.
Ball.
Oh, come on. We've really gotten bit by some of those calls. There we go. Oh, wow. That was a real bad swing there from Thomas Copen. He's going to be coping after that.
That's a ball.
Probably has a multitude of excuses why he swung such a terrible pitch.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Is the changeup just the way with Danny Duffy? Is that just his magic pitch? Inside fastball, I think, is going to do it. All right, that's probably good. We got through 5 with Duffy. He's hit yellow stamina. Let's let's go with Sims. Still facing off against the Sony. I mean, he has really not pitched anything up. So I guess credit to him there. Just living in the bottom of the zone. But, like, look at that. That's a 12-6, like, belt high. And we drive it straight into the ground. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I feel like that's hard to do. And, like, this guy, he just does not have good stats. He's just getting so lucky. Oh, but his luck wears out! Vaughn Grissom! .417 feet for his 25th homer of the year. Pummeled. You love to see it. Ooh. McMahon tried to go back-to-back. Tried to go opposite field back-to-back. So we've hit 2 home runs, just foul. Now 0-2. Watch we get wiped out. Not quite. But that's the thing. It's like, this is a guy we could have just absolutely blasted, and we have 2 runs. But, I mean, that is baseball. That's baseball for you. Damn. Swinging a strike, or a ball 4. That one called ball 4, but really, really close. Really, really close. Opportunity to take the lead here. Sassoni completely out of energy. That one, oh my God. Like, hey, can't complain. We tied the game up, but man, when you just barrel these and they're just going straight into the glove, that's tough. That's tough.
Ladies and gentlemen,
all right. So Lucas Sims in.
Now pitching for Colorado, number 39, Lucas Sims.
Statistically, having a pretty good year. Umpire is not. Terrible call there. I do worry a little bit with Sims. He does have a tendency to miss and give up home runs when he does. So you got to be a little careful with him. But he gets through the 6th expeditiously.
Your attention, please.
And efficiently.
Now pitching for the Diamondbacks, number 4, Bo Brisky.
All right, looking ahead, lefty-righty doesn't really matter. So I think we will leave Sims in for probably one more. Bo Brisky. Interesting. Oh, that was it. Get a fastball down the middle. Just wasn't quite ready for it when you see the first pitch from a new pitcher. That was definitely one we had a chance at driving, and we have another one here. Brendan Rodgers, tie deep out to right, and it's gone! 2 home runs for Brendan Rodgers today. 1 to left field, 1 to right. His 12th of the season. Oh, that feels good. And then another. So far from Bo Brisky, we've seen 4 pitches. Well, I guess we've seen 3 pitches. All 3 fastballs right down the middle. That is dangerous. Make that 5 in a row. Bold strategy coming out of the pen and challenging every batter with a fastball down the middle.
Ball strike. Hey. That's ball.
Okay. Zach Fiend would like to see him start to get back on track. That's a good way to do it, but that is 113 off the bat,
Ladies and gentlemen,
and it doesn't even make it out of the infield.
traditional seventh inning stretch.
All right. It's pretty clear our offense is just not going to have it today. I don't really know how else to phrase it. I don't know if it's just bad luck or what, but
Ball one. One ball, one strike. That's ball two. 2-2 the count.
oh, come on, Blue. Son of a bitch. I feel like, oh, man. It's calls like that lose games. Give me that. All right. That's probably enough for Sims. He's getting tired. And Pena cannot hit a lefty to save his life.
Your attention, please.
So we're going to bring in Taylor.
The Rockies. Number 6, Alan Taylor.
Brother.
We got a ground rule double. Two base.
46 contact versus lefties, 38 power. And he gets on with a ground rule double. Like, what is life? This is just... Even the game wants the Dodgers to do well. They can't stand Colorado being in first. They got to nerf us. Next batter goes down on 3 pitches, though. We still maintain the lead. Taking a look at the bullpen. Lefty-righty doesn't really make too big of a difference. So we will get Strom up. We will keep our current reliever in. And Tolia, get over the wall. Not quite. I mean, Bo Brisky just rifling pitches down the middle. I'm not prepared because you just don't expect to see fastball after fastball miss that much. Oh! Get back on base! Good timing? Oh, Ivy. My brother. Oh. Grissom flies out. We're not going to send Toglia. Oh, my God. Like, okay, that's a fastball inside. Maybe we should have held off on that one, but... Wow. Man, 1 for 10. Finally seeing some pitch variety and stuff, something outside the middle. No, come on! That's a curveball down the middle, and we just... We are slumping. We're just beating everything into the dirt. Unbelievable. All right, we expect Alex Taylor. Jesus Christ. To do pretty well, but it's just. We're just getting nerfed. It's a bunt. Taylor can't make the play. Son of a bitch. Oh my God. All right, if we get to Moreno, we're going to have to pull him.
Ball, that's in. Yeah.
They want to bunt again. Oh my God. Oh. Just getting so lucky. Oh my God. I mean, how lucky can you possibly get?
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now pitching for Colorado, number 11, Adrian Calderon.
We should not be losing this game. It's just so much like the
Ball 2. 2 balls, no strike.
what game was that? Just the Rangers game. Just getting so unlucky with our swings, and just everything works for them.
3-2.
Jesus Christ, right down the middle. Oh, they're actually, they thought about sending him home.
That's a ball.
Jesus Christ. All right, we finally get out of it. What a disastrous inning. I mean, you just saw it. Like, you knew it's going to be bad when someone that has, like, 30 contact.
Number 46.
Was it even lower than 30 contact?
Alvarado.
And he just hits a perfect liner out to the gap. I mean, all right. We got to hope for some magic here.
Counts 1-0.
Oh, no. Corbin Carroll out. Okay.
This change
I mean, that doesn't really change us too much, but we probably should have pitch hit Verdugo, though, for Soler.
Jake McCarthy.
It's not going to matter. Brendan Rodgers, 2 for 3 with 2 homers.
1-0.
If we could make it 3, I would be pretty happy. What is that sinker? God, dude.
Out.
Good timing.
That's a ball.
Okay.
Aye. I got a ball, 1 strike.
That's it. I mean, that's just unbelievably frustrating. Arizona just put up 2 just terrible pitchers, and our guys just. I know that we had the home runs, but outside of that, we just beat everything right into the ground. Just nothing went our way. Oh my gosh, dude, that's just so unbelievably frustrating.
The final line score for the ball game tonight. First for the victorious Diamondbacks, 5 runs on 11 hits, no errors. They left 6.
Kind of at a loss for words, honestly.
For the Rockies, 3 runs on 7 hits, no errors. They left 4 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 59 minutes. Thank you for joining us here tonight.
I mean,
and we remind you to please drive home safely.
Contact good. We had 3 hits out of 17. No hits on like okay contact. We had 18 good timing swings. Only 3 of those resulted in hits. 10 were outs. 4 were fouled on good timing. 1 strikeout in there too. Like, and when you look at that, good timing on pitches like right down the middle, and we just don't. It's just, it's so frustrating. It was kind of funny earlier when it happens here and there, but like a whole game like that, and then they just get so lucky, and we're not stringing wins together. It's so tough. It's so tough. All right, AAA 1, 2, 3, 4. Have too many pitchers. So Senzatella. Who else is struggling? Wow, Chris Bassett is really struggling. Okay, well, I guess we'll move him down to AA. And I think that means AA has too many pitchers now? No, 6 starters, 5 relievers, that's fine. Dang. That is just so... Oh, man, what a frustrating game. Why did it say we didn't have valid lineups? Oh, pitching rotation, my bad. Whoops. Okay. All right, so, I mean, disastrous run these last... I mean, July wasn't awful, but this last week of July leading into August and just playing maybe 500 ball. All right, so we finish out the month of August with just a huge string of losses. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. We only won 11 games this entire month. We're heading into, a vital part of the season in September, and where we were at the start of this stream, we were leading the division, and now we're 9 games back. Uh, that's horrible. I understand we had Gallon out, so we had to make some changes, but Montgomery's slipping. Casey not doing particularly well. Painter, Dollander doing okay. We bring in Duffy. He's doing good. Clevenger's doing great. But our bullpen, which had like sub 3 or sub 2 ERA, is now also slipping. So a little worrying. A little worrying, but and then Melendez is slumping again. Zach Veen is barely hitting 220. Just no slug, no pop in his bat. Still progressing, but he's been skidding for a while. I don't know. Did we put Soler back in? I don't think so. We'll still have him versus lefties. But he's regressed. No. I just don't really have space for him, and he can't play defense well enough to put him as a fielder. So I just cannot justify it. So McMahon, though, on a tear, hitting 33 home runs so far. Grissom with 26. Melendez with 24. I don't know. I had a lot of hope that we were going to be in a position to win the division, but it certainly doesn't seem so. Especially with only a month to play. Let's see. Looking at our upcoming schedule, Milwaukee's very good. San Diego is not particularly good. Kansas City is not good. San Diego again. San Francisco, who is really not good. We play them twice in Arizona. So, I guess it's possible. LA, they take on San Diego. Milwaukee, Washington's not good, but they play Milwaukee twice. They play us. They have a pretty easy schedule too. So, I think we're going to find ourselves in the wild card again. And I think, like I said, we'll talk about that later, but that was a nice episode. We made some trades. We had an okay draft, but what we really found was that the draft class itself was awful. There was only, 6 A potential players in the entire draft. So, considering that, the draft was okay, but compared to other drafts that we've had in this rebuild, it was average. I don't know. We got to turn things around. If we're going to slump, I guess it's better to do it now than heading into the playoffs. So maybe we turn it around against some of these weaker teams. We have 2 series versus San Francisco, and they're 44 and 92. Arizona, who we just lost to, but shouldn't have, their 30 games almost below 500. So heading into playoffs, this gives us a chance to get on a hot streak, and and we'll see what happens. But that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for your time. If you're new and enjoy the content, maybe consider subscribing, leaving a like, all that good stuff, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.